the toy hunter. Now, for those of you who know me and have been following me on YouTube the last couple of years, you guys know I have two passions. First one being Halloween, second one being my toy collection. So over the last couple of years, I've kind of combined the two together. I've thrown in some toy finds and a little bit of my collection into some of my haunted house vlogs just randomly. Well, I figured it was time that I separated the two, and I went ahead and I found a platform to showcase off my toy collection. Now, some of you may not be into it. Some of you may really like it. That's okay. You know, I don't mind it at all. But it's something I really enjoy. I've loved toys since I was a kid. I've collected them since I was a kid, you know, with not opening stuff. And I will get to a lot of those toys in this series as we keep moving along. I'll show you guys some of the toys, even my first toy that I ever kept in a box and saved from back in, like, God, it was probably 1988. So I wanted to use this platform, the Toy Haunter is what I'm going to call it, because I love toys and I love haunting. I'm a haunter at heart. I haunt, you know, year-round with my haunted house. So I figured the Toy Haunter was a perfect fitting name with, you know, there's a TV show called The Toy Hunter, so I just played off of that and went Toy Haunter, and I think it's a perfect fit for me and what I want to accomplish with this series. So with this series, I will be showcasing off a lot of my horror film, my movie, my TV, my 80s, my 90s toys, those kind of things. I may throw in some weird toys here and there just because, but primarily I'll be showing off a lot of my horror film collection, my flea market finds, my thrift store finds, eBay finds as well, things I'm adding to my collection. I'm not trying to sell anything. I don't really sell my stuff. I collect, and I want to showcase at some point, so we'll see when that happens. But right now, a lot of it is stored in tubs, but some of it does get showcased in my living room. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in to the first toy. Okay, so it's only appropriate that I start this series off showcasing a hot chick. So right here, I've got a 2004 Anna Valerius from the movie Van Helsing, who was played by Kate Beckinsale. Very cool toy. So this was made by Jakks Pacific. It's a Universal Studios release, and Kate Beckinsale is just super duper hot. So why would I not buy a bunch of this toy? So I think I have 5 of her, and I have, you know, the other characters as well, but this was, you know, whenever there's a hot chick out on the shelf, on the store shelf, you buy her, you know, because those are the ones that get rare in the long run and kind of disappear. So, I mean, what's not hot about her? She's got leather on, leather boots, she's got a sword, she's got a gun. Kate Beckinsale is super duper hot. So, here we go. This is one of my favorite toys of all time. It's not that old, it's not that valuable, but it means a lot to me because it's Kate Beckinsale. Okay, next up I have a very, very cool release. It is a Japanese release. It is a 2006 Hostel toy. I'm blanking on the dude's name. I don't even know if he had a name in the movie, but he's super cool. He's got his chainsaw. He's got his, you know, Viking type mask helmet on thing. What else has he got? He's got arms that come off. He's got a chainsaw and a hatchet, and he's very cool. So this is a very rare toy. It was made by Medicom, which is a Japanese toy company, and then released in the U.S. through like a comic book company. I believe it's called a Diamond Comic Distributors, I think it was. Very rare, hard to find in stores. You can find them on eBay. Not that valuable, maybe about $20 to $30 on eBay. I think I got it for like $5 when I found it at a toy show. So, just a very cool addition to my collection. It's mint on the card. I mean, this box is probably one of the best boxes I have. There are no creases anywhere on the box. So that's one of the hard things to find is a box, a card that is in perfect good condition. So you might hear me say things like MOC. That means a mint on card, and the card is basically the cardboard backing on each toy, making sure they're still attached. That helps with the overall like value of the toy. Not emotional value, but value of the toy. So this one is probably one of the best ones I have, and I love it because it is a Japanese release. It's hard to find. I don't know what the hell this says on the back. There's a bunch of writing on the back. I have no clue what it says, but it's from Hostel. Not a great movie, but nasty, dirty, you know, gory, and you know, it's a very cool toy. 17 and older toy, it says on the box. So very cool toy. Had to show you guys. One of my favorites in my horror film collection. Okay, next up is another one. This card is in pretty poor shape. It's got some creases. It's got some warping due to age and weather. This is the Shrieker from the movie The Shrieker, which was released in 1998. Not a great film, average horror movie, but you know what? It's a collectible. It's one of the only toys from that movie. It might even be the only toy from that movie that was ever released. Now this is a Full Moon Toys Legends of Horror release. So they released some other ones that weren't popular. They're not Freddy, not Jason. They use some other characters from lower end horror films, which is pretty cool about them. I have a couple more guys from this series that I'll show you later. But I did grab him pretty cheap. I only got him for $7. You can see at a toy show. This was probably about a year ago I got it. And just a cool toy, pretty good graphics on there, not the best. It's not a Movie Maniac series, so the detail is not all there. It is pretty detailed, but it's not to the level of like a Movie Maniacs toy where they get full on into the nitty gritty. So here's the Shrieker from 1998. Pretty cool toy. Another great action figure in my horror movie collection. So speaking of Movie Maniacs, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into another good one, and this one has a very good card, and this is the Blair Witch. So this is a Movie Maniacs series, and this is from, I want to say 2004, let me double check that, 2001, I lied. So here's the Blair Witch from 2001, Movie Maniacs 4 series, and this is a series that does have Freddy Krueger and Jaws and Candyman and Jason. So they went ahead and they made some other ones. So they got the Blair Witch here, and this one has some excellent detail in it. This thing is cool looking. It's clean. All the painting and detail is very precise, and it's just super cool. In the movie you never really get a good look at a character like this, at the Blair Witch. But in this toy, you can see what it's all about. You can see how cool it really is. So here's the Blair Witch, Movie Maniacs 4. This one can be found on eBay, probably around $20-30 as well. But just a cool piece to hang on the wall and show off. Because people walk out and they go, "Oh my God, Blair Witch! I forgot about that movie." Because people do. People forget about movies, and then these kind of things they show them and they remind them what it's what it was about, and then they want to go watch it again. So Blair Witch from the Movie Maniacs series. Pretty cool toy. Let me jump into, I know I've shown you guys this before, David from the Lost Boys. This is right there at the top of my favorites just because the Lost Boys is my favorite horror film of all time. It's not, super duper scary, but you know what? I was a kid in 1986 when that was released, and I lived near Santa Cruz, and that's where the movie was filmed. So this movie became an instant classic for me, my instant favorite. Started me on the whole vampire thing. That's why my Columbia Manor skull has vampires, because since this movie, I've been into vampires. It's been my favorite monster is vampires. So very cool toy. There's a couple other releases in this. There's a Beetlejuice, the Sam from Trick or Treat, and there's a Freddy vs. Jason. Action figure. This is the only one I have. The other ones are pretty hard to find. Actually, they're all pretty hard to find, especially the Trick or Treat guy. If you can find the Trick or Treat guy, buy him. He's more valuable than any other horror toy that I've seen around in a long time. He's extremely rare, extremely hard to find, so buy that guy. David you can find, Beetlejuice you can find, Jason you can find everywhere. There's too many Jasons everywhere, so he's not really valuable. But this David is hard to find, especially on the card. You'll find him loose, but to find him on the card that's not coming apart, because this was a lower end made toy, you'll see a lot of these where the plastic casing comes off of the card because they use cheap glue. So this one is still intact. It's a little loose down here, but it's okay. So here's David from the Lost Boys, probably my favorite in my collection. Okay, and last but not least, I'm bringing out the big guy. I know I've showed you him before. So this is the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. Extremely rare. I found him at a toy show about a month ago. And I've already been offered money for people that want to buy him. I beat them to the punch, and he's just a super rare collectible. I don't know the quantity of the number that he was made, but he's hard to find. There's only 2 on eBay right now. One is $250 and one is like $175 or $200. So very expensive. I paid $40 for him at a toy show. I got lucky that the guy didn't really know the value in him. Didn't do his research. I did a quick eBay research and checked how much he was worth, because the guy was asking $75, and I did a quick search, found out how much he was, wanted to start low, played back and forth with him, and settled at $40. It was awesome. Probably my best buy in a long time. If I wanted to put him on eBay, I could make a lot of profit, but I don't want to. I want to keep this guy because I know how rare he is and how hard he is to find. So he's a 12-inch, extremely detailed creeper, and I will show you a close-up in a minute, but he is extremely detailed, very cool looking, and I love this toy. So I don't know if I'll let go of him anytime soon, but he's awesome, and I had to showcase him off on the first episode because I know how rare he is. Wasn't a big, huge, popular movie, but this toy sold out fast. People saved him, and now everybody wants him because there were so limited amounts of this guy made, and especially for somebody that kept him in a box like this. And this box is very mint, very clean, very shiny, great graphics. Corners are all perfect. So very cool toy. Love this guy. So that's kind of it for episode 1. I want to keep these fairly short. I want to try to stay around 10 minutes if I can. So I will show you guys as many toys as I can in that amount of time. So once again, this show may not be for everybody. The Toy Hunter show may not be for everybody. But it's a chance for me to showcase off my stuff and share my collection that I'm proud of with you guys. So it may not always be horror. But it most likely will be. There's comic book I collect as well, comic book toys, 80s, 90s, like I said. So I'll try to do each episode by theme. So I'll have a horror toys, maybe I'll have a 90s toys, maybe an 80s toys, maybe some music toys, or something like that. I'll try to keep everything categorized appropriately and show you those. I'm also going to be doing, like I said, flea market finds. So if I go to a flea market and I pick up toys, I'll do a flea market find show, a toy show find episode, that kind of thing. I'll show you guys new stuff and old stuff as this goes on. So yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Maybe you guys maybe I might pull out something you guys might like. Like, maybe when you guys are a Blair Witch fan, you didn't know this toy existed. Maybe that's an opportunity for me to get that out to you, and you say, oh my God, I need to have that for my collection because I love the Blair Witch, that kind of thing. So, that's all it's really meant to do, is just kind of show off my toys and stuff, and just kind of talk about them and brag about them a little bit because they are so cool. But yeah, I still have my haunted house stuff going on. That's going to be my whole separate vlog. But the Toy Hunter will come out, every once in a while. I don't know when the episodes will air, but I'll put them out when I have stuff that's, vlog worthy. So, yeah, that's it. That's it for episode 1, part 1 of the haunted, the horror film collection. Be on the lookout for part 2 of the horror film collection soon.